Whoa! Wow. How's everyone doing? Can we give one more congratulations to all the new RDs, Sonny, Amy, and Nassim for their RVP promotions. All together, let's give them one more big rousing hand. Awesome job, guys. I also want to acknowledge there's a lot of you here that have made it to Charlotte just a couple hours ago. Just a couple hours ago. Imagine that. You've missed a day and a half, but nothing was going to stop you from coming here and leading by example and taking that story as an asset and a tool to sell and promote international training events in the future. Let me tell you what happened to me. Can we use that story, yes or no? And we can leverage that. So just remember, that didn't happen by accident. That happened exactly by design. And now you can use that or use borrowed testimony to talk in terms of what people are willing to do to enhance the quality of their life. Well, it's great to be here in North America. I have had an incredible history with this company, an incredible background in terms of ACN. I got involved 20 years ago. As a matter of fact, next month in March, I begin my 21st year. And it's a wonderful thing. I have seen when no one made any money, there was no revenue that the company had. We were in one country with one service, and it was rather scary as a startup company. So understand, to be traveling all over the world, to helping develop the leadership, not just here in the United States, but in Europe, in Asia Pacific, and wherever else we may go, to see it where it is today, 21 years later, the #1 company in the world in what we do, is rather amazing for me. But would it stand to reason that if we've done what we've done, created billions of dollars in revenue, over the last 21 years, would it stand to reason that the next 21 years are going to be pretty significant? What do you think? So I'm here to explain to you today on how we can take advantage of this great opportunity in ACN. I've been very blessed to have wonderful coaches in my life. I had a great mom and a great dad. Unfortunately, they left us early. I lost my mom and dad about 30 years ago. They didn't take care of themselves. They were from the older generation. And, you know, I had to kind of grow up quickly. I had to find the mentors in my life that would help me elevate and live the life that I felt I was destined to live. And, you know, sometimes when you're trying to figure that out, you're quite confused, right? And here I was as a young man in his 20s, just lost his parents. If I fell down, you know, I only had one brother. He couldn't help me. He was trying to figure it out as well. And I knew I had to pick myself back up. And thank goodness I had, just like you have had, people come into your life, you can't explain it. You know, they shove a book in front of you. They give you a tape. They give you a concept. They give life and attention to. And if it's something that inspires you, you give that attention. And when you give something attention, you give it life. And when you give it life, it starts manifesting on the inside, and eventually, if you give it the right kind of attention, it will show up on the outside. First thing I want to let you know is that I'm going to talk to you about network marketing and how to become mentally tough. But you have to understand this is an inside-out business. You got to get the inside right to get the outside looking the way that you want it. How many people agree with that? And so, the first thing that I understood and what I recognized some 26 years ago when I entered into this industry was that it was a very, very ridiculed and somewhat highly attacked type of industry. And I didn't understand why, but I just knew that some of the things that were being marketed I did not want to do, and that's okay. But one day, unbeknownst to me, after trying to look for a company that I wanted to buy, I was working in the fitness industry, couldn't find it. I went into the newspaper, said I'll work for someone else until I find what I want to do, because I wanted to put some money into something, but I couldn't have my heart in anything I looked at. I answered an ad. So Larry Raskin came from an advertisement in the newspaper. Now, don't let that mix a message here. It just simply means back then that's what you did, okay? And so I saw a blind ad, area manager, $7,500, $25,000. It turned out to be a network marketing opportunity. And it dealt with clean water and clean air. I believed in clean water and clean air. Do you all believe in clean water and clean air? So there was some instruments, some filters, some things that I believed in, and I could sell that stuff. Put that aside, but guess what? The people that I got recruited by could not give me what I needed. Okay? I saw that they didn't know what they were doing either. And so I made a decision to find out who did. So I found out the people that were really making the money were down in Orlando, Florida. I was in Baltimore, Maryland. I'd made a decision to figure out how to do this. They invited me down. I sat in the front row with a cassette recorder that was this big. Remember, Al, the cassette recorders that were this big? Recorded everything that I possibly could. And I went back home and hit play and rewind, play and rewind, play and rewind, play. Play and rewind, play and rewind, play and rewind, play and rewind. I got it. And that said something to me. It said that, you know, when I looked at the people that were making the money, I simply said this, and maybe you've already said it as well. I can do that. You know, I dress as good as they do. I can talk as good as they do. What is it that they know making $60,000 and $70,000 a month that I can eventually learn, implement, execute, and apply in my life and have it work for me? What is it that they know? What is it that Sonny Kim knows? What is it that Max Knowles knows? I mean, the reason why I pick on these guys here, they're in their 20s. So if I'm sitting and listening to this and I am frustrated, angry, and disappointed about my current state of affairs, right? And I'm 45, 50, 55, 60. You heard about 2008 and 2009 being tough for every one of us in here, yes? Every one of us. We felt something in that period of time. And then you're understanding that I got to find something where I control my financial future. No company is going to take care of me. No country is going to take care of me. I got to find my own stimulus package. And so you're sitting here, all you new people up top. I see you folks. I want you to pay attention to this. You up there are where you are this time. But I know next time you're going to come many levels lower to the point where you're on the floor and then on the stage. Am I right for you up there? Yes or no? Because this event makes you believe. And that's what being mentally tough is all about. Because I'm going to talk to you about how to become mentally tough. You know, if I had whatever time I had with you, 75, I don't care what city I go to, 75% of what I talk about is going to be about how to become mentally tough. Yes or no, Michael Hahn, when I visited you in Houston, in Dallas. And I don't care where I go. You don't know what I talk about? When I train you and coach you, it's about how to become rock solid in this business, how to be a world-class entrepreneur, and you don't apologize for nothing. Do you understand that? But you got to have a big why. You got to. It's got to be bigger than you. You're going to get attacked here. I don't know why your friends attacked you. Maybe they're jealous. Maybe they're envious. I don't know. I'm not going to try to figure that out. But here's what I know. You got to get beyond that. Like you heard, Sonny Kim, if you can get beyond your family and friends, you can make a fortune doing this thing. So I need to make you all understand things. When you have people come to you and say, you know, man, I got involved in this. I thought my spouse would be excited, man. It was like so unpopular in my house. Listen to the statement here. When you choose to change and commit to your future, you're going to create controversy with the people around you. You see, misery loves Company in misery hates to lose company. They hate to lose it. You see, because they really enjoyed looking at the glass half empty. Look, let me say something to you folks. You want to know why people are negative in general? I mean, take a look at what they're being fed on a daily basis. I mean, what is the programming like on TV? Any channel that you go to. You got a Democratic slant, you got a Republican slant, you got news that ain't the news. It's the news they want you to believe. The only news that matters is news that you create for yourself and your future. That's the news that matters. Turn off your TV, turn on your life, and plug into the system here. That's what this is about, folks. This is about going to the next level in your life and staying there because you've decided to graduate from amateur to professional. Do you know why people don't like network marketing? Do you want to know why? They bump into way too many amateurs. That same old pitch don't work anymore, folks. That's 20 years old. Today, you better own the space you occupy. Today, you better professionalize your game. We're creating a different breed of professional here in the ACN program worldwide. We're going to become world-class entrepreneurs, folks. World-class. When everyone else says it's impossible and you'll fail, your personal commitment to your dream provides another voice that says you will persevere and win. You will win. You see, I chose not to be a common man. I chose not to be a common man. How about you? Do you want to be normal, or have you tried that a little bit? Anybody want to try some abnormal with me? Have you tried some normal income? You've tried that, right? Want to try some abnormal income? See, I choose not to be a common man. It's my right to be uncommon if I can. I seek opportunity, not security. I do not wish to be a kept citizen, humbled and dulled by having the state look after me. I want to take the calculated risks, to dream and to build, to fail and to succeed. I refuse to live from hand to mouth. I prefer the challenges of life to the guaranteed existence, the thrill of fulfillment to the stale calm of utopia. I will never cower before any master, nor bend to any threat. It is my heritage to stand erect, proud and unafraid, to face the world boldly and say, this I have done. This I have done. That is what it's like to be a professional in the network marketing business. How many of you want to face the world boldly and say to the world, this I have done? This I have done. No one and nothing will get in the way of my goal and my dream I have for my family, because my goal is bigger than me. You see, I made a decision that I was going to win. I will win. And the only way that I can win, the only way I can win, is if I put myself in a position to win. ACN gives you that right, folks, to be in a position to win. Do you know how you're going to win? I'm going to tell you how you're going to win, because you're going to say things and speak out and declare and proclaim that you're going to win. You see, when I said I will win magically, something came into my life, and it looked like this. The die has been cast. I've stepped over the line. The decision's been done. The destiny's been determined. I will no longer vacillate. I will no longer vacate. I will no longer listen to, listen at, or listen in on losing. I will not be defeated, dejected, deluded, or detoured. I will no longer navigate with the needle of negativity. The direction's been decided, the trail to be tried, the destiny directed, the future forged. I will not be pulled on, pulled in, pulled down, or pulled out. I won't back up, back down, back away, or back off. I won't give in, give out, or even give way to defeat. I will no longer meander in the maze of mediocrity. I will no longer conform to the cancer of can't. I now will confirm the condition of can. I will probe the possibilities, pick the probabilities. I will focus on the fire. I will heat it even hotter. I will never give up, let up, set up, or shut up on success. I am reaching for the ring. I am pulling on the power. I quit wishing, hoping, wasting, and whining. I will now aggressively gear into the word go, and I'm determined to dare to do till I drop. I will stand the winding winds of defeat, and I will be powerfully persistent, consistent, and insistent to get out of life what I truly deserve, because I am willing, and I am ready, and I am worthy. I know that beyond any shadow of a cloud of doubt, there is no shadow, there is no cloud, there is no doubt. I will win. I will win. I will win. I will win. Oh, yeah. Bring it on, friend. Bring it on, family member. You got something to say? I'm going to win anyway. You see, before I go into my PBR, I'm going to talk about how I win. Before I go to Saturday training in my car, I'm going to hear simply the best. I'm going to hear Alegria. I'm going to read I will win. And I can't wait for that person to doubt what my dream is for me. I can't wait. You got something to say, you say it. Because it don't matter. It don't matter. So that vision that you have for yourself, nothing gets in the way of your vision, folks. Nothing. You have to have that made-up mind. That made-up mind that just simply says, it don't matter. It doesn't matter what comes at me. It doesn't matter what happens to me, because nothing can disturb what is happening in me. Nothing. Because I know how to feed my dream. I feed my faith. I starve my doubts. And guess what? I show up irresistible. I show up non-negotiable. I show up as a professional, owning the space I occupy, owning the 1 through 10, owning the launch, owning the script. I own it. And do you think that happens easy? No. Absolutely not. You're going to have to earn every single dollar. You got a problem with that? You need to go somewhere else. Lay it on the line. Put your heart on the line. This is not talent. This is heart. How many of you got heart for your family? You got heart for your kids. You got heart for your future. That's your vision. Your vision declares and proclaims. I know where I see in my mind's eye 10 years out, 2024. We just finished 2023. I see it. I know it. It doesn't matter. I'm not asking you to believe it. It's what I believe that matters. And the people that join my vision, that's what matters to me. People that have commonalities of a future, that's what matters to me. Not if you want to stay behind. I'm interested in people that want to have a better future. It ain't up for debate. I'm not in the convincing business. But that made-up mind means everything. And you got to see yourself on this stage. You got to see yourself on the lights. And until you see yourselves in the lights, you be the light. You be the light in your community. You be the light in this dark world. Because I will tell you one thing, man. We got a lot of hurting people. You got a lot of hurting people as friends, and so do I. And you know, they got nothing going on, but they feel it's okay to rattle your cage, or at least attempt to. Well, guess what? Not my cage, and not your cage. Not your cage. And I want you to know, folks, you can do this. How many people feel great that you can do this? Yeah. You can do this. And so what can I tell you how to become mentally tough? You see, that is by intention. Your success is by intention. It doesn't happen by accident. That is not what this deal's about. It's not by luck or by chance. It's not a lottery ticket. This is a multi-million-dollar opportunity that's camouflaged with a $500 entry fee. And you got to realize that the only reason that people see an opening to attack you is because you're transferring that. Did you hear me? What you lack in skill, because there is skill attached to this. You got to develop a new skill set for the 21st century, true or not? You have to. Multiple streams of income, very important. We're going to talk about that. But these inspiring messages that I had to give myself, you know, we have the blessing tomorrow, folks. We got the blessing tomorrow to listen to a guy who's one of my newest mentors. About 5 years ago, I started listening to Andy Andrews. Are you excited about Andy Andrews? Andy Andrews wrote a book called The Traveler's Gift some 5-6 years ago, and within it contained the 7 decisions. So I want you to make a mental note. A lot of you are recording this. I want you to go to andyandrews.com, go to the right margin, scroll all the way down, and you will see where it says free download of the 7 decisions. And I will tell you, they are the greatest affirmations I ever read. When I read them the first time, especially the decision, I will have a forgiving spirit, I actually wept in my office. I wept because I was harboring resentment and bitterness toward people, but I realized that I was drinking the poison hoping they would die. Because they didn't even know that something was done to them, was done to me. And here I was harboring all that bitterness and resentment. It was eating me up. How many people know what I'm talking about? And how would you like to be freed of that? How would you like to be liberated once and for all? Oh, Andy's bringing a special message for ACN tomorrow, baby. He's bringing it, he's worked on it, he's designed it specifically for a program. He's very familiar with network marketing, in his younger days was in it, very successful at it. So I want you to know, understand this, folks, that Greg and Robert, Mike and Tony and Mike Kane, myself, the executive team, all the Circle of Champion members, SVPs, all of you, a lot of you understand the power of personal development and affirmations and incantations that inspire you. And the inspiring thought, what that does, it makes you reflect on your personal experience, brings it up to the present moment because it attaches to something that's relevant to the inspired thought, and you say, wow, wow. But in the ACN program, let me tell you how you use the inspired thought. You cut and paste. You read something inspiring, you just say, man, I need to put that at the end of the Saturday training and end with this thought. You see, it's cut and paste. My whole life is cut and paste. And I only can say cut and paste with confidence because in the last couple of years, I got good using a computer. Yeah, I was one of those guys got in late. You know what I mean? I bought in late. But when I bought in all the way, right? So here's what I can tell you, folks. You say you can't afford a book. You don't need a book. All you need is YouTube. All you need is YBA. How about YBA, folks? You got the greatest back office success library on the planet Earth. I am telling you, folks, written words, spoken words by the greatest thought leaders in the world. Songs and musics that really hit my heart. Songs that, like as we close every international training event, and all throughout the 90s, I heard one song every time I went into a meeting. And it was one song because guess what, folks? I wanted to light it up. I wanted to enroll every single guest that was in there. I wanted to train every single person to become an independent leader in our company. What kind of leader? Independent leader. Not a dependent, whiny-hiney, amateur, energy draining, high maintenance IBO. Boy, I kept it clean. All right, blood-sucking. But here's the song that inspired me in the 90s. If you please play it right now.
Took me a lifetime
Listen. No. Listen. So I would pull into the parking lot, right? Everybody follow me here? Got that thing blaring, got that thing blasted, turning into the parking lot, pulling into my space, cranking it up, leaning my car back, getting myself into the state that I need to be in to rock and roll. You want to get in a rock and roll high performance state, folks? Who controls that? You control that. Now I want to unlock the compartment of your mind to think about, you know what? Wow, I can put myself in an elevated state to get my performance at the highest level possible based upon my developmental level at the time. And this song that you heard Nassim choose, I want you to listen to this song. I want you to read the words. I have the words posted for you. Folks, enjoy this song because I guarantee you this much, folks. The words is your family. You're the hero of your family. Your kids, they're waiting for you in their arms. I want you to listen to Go the Distance. Please play. Go the Distance. Words, folks, words. Words. You got to make personal development and self-improvement a daily discipline. How many of you, just in this short period of time I've addressed you, have elevated your state? Can I see your hands? And so all I'm sharing with you is that we're all messengers to doorways, to paths that has been really untraveled. And because you showed up, someone opened a door they would have never have opened if it wasn't for you stepping into their life. That's who we are to one another, being someone special to someone else. So understand this, you got to educate yourself, and it's daily. You're the one that determines your upside, and you're the one that determines whether it doesn't work or not. Other people can stop you temporarily, only you can stop yourself permanently. So understand, learning the language of our business. Look, let me tell you why I started off just not knowing I was doing the right thing. I was listening to a guy by the name of Terry, who was the leader of that last company I was with. I've only been with 2 companies in 26 years. I've been blessed. But I hit play and rewind. Didn't know it was the thing to do, but I hit play and rewind, just like go the distance. Excuse me, just like go the distance. Just like any song I wanted to sing and know the words of. I wanted to master the 1 through 10. I wanted to master how to make money. I wanted to listen to the people that were making the most money, and I became a student of my profession. How many of you are willing to declare today and make a decision to become a student of your profession that you've chosen? Can we do it? And if you do that, you will create yourself to be in the category of a different breed of professional. Here's something I want you to write down. If you can write it down, write it down. You have more meaning when you write something down that matters a lot. And I'm telling you, when I heard this statement many years ago, it literally altered my life. The quality of your life will be determined by your ability to effectively communicate. Will your quality of life be determined by how you communicate in your relationships? Will the quality of your life be determined by how you communicate your financial offerings? Will your quality of life be enhanced by the way that you can communicate ACN? Yes or no? You can only third party away and get out of your own way long enough. Sooner or later, you got to do your own presentations. Sooner or later, you got to recruit your own people because that's what leaders do. Sooner or later, you're going to say, I am okay with screwing up if I screw up. I'm okay with not having you there with me. I have got to figure this thing out for myself. I appreciate what you've done for me. It's time to cut me loose. I'm going to let you know if I need you. And that's very, very important. Improve your vocabulary. Jim Rohn is one of the greatest business philosophers of all time. He's been my #1 mentor for some 15 to 20 years, #1. And all I can simply say to you, he literally changed my life by saying a couple things to me. He said, if you want things to change, you really have to change. You're the one that has to change. If you want things to get better, you need to get better. If you want to have more in life, become more in life. And you'll never get to where you want to go by remaining who you currently are. Don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Don't ask for less challenges, develop more skill. When I heard that, folks, I want to tell you, I said, I want to think that way. And so when he talked to me in layman terms and I totally comprehended what he's saying, he was just simply saying that I got to get better. I have so far to go in realizing my own uniqueness and my own greatness that I can provide and contribute. Horace Mann said, you should be afraid, you should be ashamed to die until you contribute to the advancement of mankind. You should be ashamed to die until you've done something that matters. I want to let you know right now you count. You matter, folks. When I got started, let me tell you, folks, I didn't listen to my broke friends to make money. I didn't want to hear from a bald guy how to grow hair either. I didn't want to know how to get healthy from somebody that is overweight and doesn't look like I want to look like. Now, that's just a fact, but guess what? The way I came into ACN and I was praying and crying. How many people understand about conversations you're having with your spouse and with, and you don't want the kids to know that how bad things are at one time, right or not? And all of a sudden, I had a phone call I was seeking out. When my first deal died, I was looking for an opportunity. And I got a phone call from the brokest friend of my life. He was talking to me about residual income and long distance. I said, hey, wait a minute, stop. Is it a network marketing company? He said, yes. I said, how old's the company? He said, about a year old. I said, look, it's a startup. I love you for thinking of me, and I want you to do well. I don't want to squash on your dream, but you just need to know these companies go in and out of business all the time, and I love you for thinking of me. Work it hard for a year. Give me a call. Look, I got a call coming in. I got to go. Can you relate? Call me the next week. And he says, hey, Larry. I said, what is it? He says, look, I want to talk to you about that thing. I said, well, what is it? What is it that they do? Long distance, residual income. I said, I hear you, but I'm busy right now. Do well. Call me on it in some time. Work hard and call me later. He called me the next week. Can you imagine? and he had Robert Stevanovsky on the line, who today is the chairman of our board and one of our co-founders, and he simply talked to me for 90 seconds. Here's my point. The rest is history. Robert had strength, he had posture, he didn't care whether I liked it or not, he didn't give a lick whether I liked it or not, and that's the reason why I gravitated to it. He was professional, he didn't need my permission, he didn't need my consent, he was doing it anyway. He was going to be the company he declared it was going to be, right in the middle of worldwide deregulation. It didn't matter whether I bought into that or not, but that is the reason why I needed to see him, simply because of his posture and his backbone. But Sam, who was broke, was smart enough to get out of his way and third party that. Are you getting this? So I need you to understand, yes, he operated on enthusiasm and urgency, and he was persistent. Listen to the statement, persistence will always defeat resistance. So you persist, sooner or later people will relent and open up and listen. So you have to improve your vocabulary. Sooner or later, you're going to have to become someone that people go to. And if you're in a remote area, I want you to know, and you need to have backbone and strength around you, and you don't have that within your local proximity, that means that you need to develop into the person sooner than you thought you would have to. Did you hear what I said? You need to have to develop sooner into the person that you're eventually going to have to develop into anyway, just a little bit sooner. Are you okay with that if now you have a roadmap to how to be mentally tough? So you got to improve your vocabulary. Jim Rohn said, words are like the colors on the palette of an artist. The more diverse the colors, the more vivid your self-expression. No truer words have ever been said. How you can articulate and express and describe and explain and share our opportunity. We don't sell here. We just speak from our heart. It's a heart issue, not a talent issue. Do we need to develop skills sooner or later? What do you think? Yes. But this is heart. Enthusiasm, sense of urgency, fear of loss in the beginning. So it's your choice. You can remain amateur or you can become a professional. What's your choice? Professional. A formal education will make you a living. A self-education could make you a fortune. Understand that. So you got a serious profession with serious money. Act like you spent $1 million for it. Act like it. Work like it. Do you understand what that means? That means every waking moment you can, you work it. Listen to how I say it, folks, because I want to get this clear. Work it moment to moment. That means you're either in ACN or you're not in ACN. It needs to become part of the fabric of who you are. It isn't like I got to give it 2 hours now. Well, if you can, great. But even when you're doing your job, if you're around the water cooler and you hear somebody saying, my wife just got laid off, or we can't afford, whatever they can't afford, it hits your ACN radar. Is it hitting your ACN radar? And there's an ACN moment. Are you getting that? So you're always on the air. Always on the air. It's not a game. Your family's future is at risk. And here's the biggest thing of all. You got to learn to love the magic of part-time. I want to listen intently to the next couple minutes. I'm here to tell you that there's magic in part-time. How many people like the thought of working part-time on a fortune as you're working full-time on your job? Can I see your hands? Isn't it great that you don't have to quit anything to do ACN? So you work part-time on a fortune as you're working full-time on your job. The first goal, if you can do it, right, is to earn as much money part-time as you are full-time. Would that be a pretty lofty goal, yes or no? Now, I simply say, if you have gone full-time, and I hope you have resources to back it up, but here's what I will also say. If you're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, I won't go any higher than that. Maybe we could go to 25. And you're not married and you have no kids, your bills are probably $1,000 to $2,000 a month. Probably, I'm thinking. And you still, in that category, could be living at home. Yes or no? Yes or no? Yes. So here's my plan for you. Work it until you drop. Work it, because what else are you going to do? What are your other choices? Let me tell you what your choices are. Trouble. You're going to gallivant. You're going to be out at night. You're going to be doing things that don't matter. You know how I know that? Because that's exactly what I did. If I didn't go out every night, I thought I was missing something. How many people can relate to that? And guess what I was missing? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So when I have a young stud or a stud-ass and they have no responsibilities per se, not to say they're irresponsible, but you know, they just don't have, you know, that kind of responsibility that people with kids and family and all that other stuff and big bills, well then I want to drive that group of people, okay? And is that okay, folks, if you can learn and grow and develop here? Absolutely. And so here's what I want to let you know. That magic of part-time simply says, if you can develop yourself to the point, because you can do more things with less time having to do it than having all day to do the same thing. Have you ever heard that statement before? I can get done more with less time than I could have having all day having to do it. Here's the problem that I see and I've witnessed throughout our industry, not ACN, the entire industry, is that when people go full-time, they don't have the daily method of operation and daily activities to keep them busy enough to warrant full-time effort. Does that make sense? So when you are just know that you are just, there's no way, and you're just knocking it down, folks. You're knocking it down consistently, and you got resources on top of that. Then, you know, look, I'm just simply saying, I have seen a lot of people leave our system and other systems prior that were SVPs, total SVPs, prior to going to ETL or TC. Why? Because they forced, listen to how I say it, they forced ACN to be something that it was not designed to be at the time they wanted it to be for them. How many people understand long-term vision, 3 to 5 year plan? Not a 3 to 5 month plan. It's not a 90-day plan, right? It's a 3 to 5 year plan. Are you okay with that, folks? Okay, it's very important that you know. So we got to work on ourselves, develop the conversation, show up irresistibly, and you within your groups that have upline SVPs, RVPs, Circle of Champion members, you got to emulate what we call modeling and mirroring the RVPs and the SVPs and the COC members and your upline President's Club members. Adopt that attitude, belief, and conviction. So you're totally prepared in any situation that you walk into. And if you're mentally tough, folks, and you learn this craft and the skills and the scripts and your role in the developmental process of developing a group, I'm here to tell you, folks, you are going to speed directly to the right of our compensation plan. So how do I sum this up? Own the space you occupy. If you do that, you will be irresistible. Second part is get your message undeniable. How many people would love to, every time you speak, it's undeniable. You got such a strong message, undeniable. It's got backbone, it's got punch, it's got posture. Whatever you say it well, significantly well. How many people like a strong message? Yes or no? Who controls that? You do. How? Practice, drill, rehearse, play, rewind, play, rewind, play, rewind. This isn't calculus, Brian Sachs. He's the smartest guy in ACN, I think. It's not trigonometry. It's not, you know, stuff that chemistry. What's the symbol for boron? If I needed to know that answer to go SVP, I'm in trouble. Do you understand? I'm being, look, I'm not that funny, but please laugh at the couple jokes I got. Help me out here. I'm dying here. Irresistible, unforgettable, and you become undeniable, and you become unforgettable to every single person you meet that day. You've disturbed them. How many people want to disturb many people every day? They go to sleep disturbed. They lose their sleep because of you. They can't get that message out of their mind because their thought is, what if that person's right and I don't do it? Oh, what if he's right? What if everything he said is right? And it turns out to be everything he said it was going to be. See, great message equals great memory. Everyone you meet will remember you because you prepared well. Can we do this, folks, together? Can we do this? I want to let you know, folks, from my heart, that hope is not a strategy. I know that you hope to do well. I know that you hope that you'll be a RVP. And you hope that one day it'll happen for you. But we got to take the people that have no skill and are truly scared to death about the coming years and what their plan is. And we got to be the hope dealers for them. That's all we are, folks. We're hope dealers. We're dealing hope. And if we can do this together, we will understand that's why we do this. To make the world a little bit better just because you were in it. You do matter, and you do count. Let's have a great night and a remainder of the next weekend. Thank you, everybody. I'll see you again.